Class 9 English Beehive, Chapter 5, The Snake and the Mirror. Author, Vaikom Muhammad Basheer. Genre, autobiographical anecdote/humorous story. Setting, author's rented house, a small poorly lit room. Introduction. This story is a first-person narrative, written by the famous Malayalam writer Vaikom Muhammad Basheer. The story is both humorous and thrilling. It begins as a doctor, the narrator himself, recalls an unforgettable incident from his early life. The story shows how a young, newly qualified doctor, full of pride and vanity, learns a lesson in humility when he comes face to face with a deadly cobra. Main characters. 1. The narrator doctor, a young, unmarried homeopath, who is proud of his looks and dreams of becoming rich and marrying a beautiful, wealthy doctor. 2. The snake, a cobra that suddenly falls on the doctor and coils around his arm, creating tension in the story. 3. The doctor's inner voice represents his conscience and thoughts, which reveal his foolish pride, and later his helplessness. Detailed summary. 1. The doctor's background. The narrator, a young doctor, had just begun his practice and lived alone in a small rented house. He had little money, hardly any furniture, and only one room that served as both a consultation room and a bedroom. The room was poorly ventilated, had cracked walls, and was full of rats. His only belongings were a chair, a table, some medical books, a few clothes, and a kerosene lamp. 2. The doctor's vanity. One night, after returning home, the doctor lit the lamp and sat on the chair in front of a mirror on the table. While listening to the rats squeaking, he started admiring his reflection in the mirror. He smiled at himself, felt proud of his looks, and began thinking about his future. He wanted to look smart and handsome, so he decided to grow a thin mustache and shave daily. He then dreamt of marrying a rich lady doctor with plenty of money and a good medical practice. He even thought she should be fat, so that if he made a mistake in life, she would not be able to run after him and catch him. This shows the humorous side of his personality. 3. The unexpected guest. As he was lost in these vain thoughts, suddenly there was a dull thud. A cobra had fallen from the roof and landed right on the doctor's shoulder. Within seconds, the snake coiled itself around his left arm, with its hood only a few inches away from his face. The doctor was terrified and sat frozen, afraid to move or even breathe. He realized that one wrong movement could cost him his life. 4. The doctor's helplessness. At this moment of danger, the doctor remembered God and admitted his foolish pride. He realized that he had been too vain and arrogant. All his dreams about his looks and marriage seemed meaningless in front of death. This was the turning point, where the doctor understood the value of humility and faith. 5. The snake's reaction. After a while, the cobra turned its attention away from the doctor and looked at its own reflection in the mirror. It seemed to be admiring itself, just as the doctor had done earlier. Taking advantage of this opportunity, the doctor slowly got up from the chair and quietly slipped out of the room. He ran into his friend's house for safety. 6. The twist ending. The next morning, the doctor returned to his house with some friends, only to find that everything had been stolen. His clothes, books, utensils, everything except the dirty vest he had left behind. The doctor humorously says that perhaps the thief had a sense of cleanliness and did not want to touch such a dirty vest. Central ideas, themes. 1. Vanity and humility. Excessive pride leads to foolishness. Real wisdom comes from humility. 2. Power of nature. Human pride is nothing in front of nature's dangers. 3. Humor and irony. The doctor's funny thoughts about marriage and the final twist, the stolen house, add humor. 4. Faith in God in the face of death. People naturally remember God. Important quotations. 1. The snake turned its head and looked into the mirror. Irony. The snake does exactly what the doctor was doing earlier. 2. Death lurked just 4 inches away. Shows the doctor's helplessness. 3. What a fool I had been. Doctor's realization of his vanity. Word meanings. Word meanings. Meager, very small in quantity. Gable, sloping part of the roof. Adorn, to decorate. Fatigue, tiredness. Thud, a dull heavy sound. Lurked, to hide and wait secretly. Coil, to wind around. Tremble, to shake with fear. This chapter is a blend of humor, irony, fear, and wisdom. It teaches us to remain humble and not to be overconfident.